What is going on, everybody? It's TheZachMichael here. Today, we're making a lo-fi beat from scratch using my brand new evergreen lo-fi drum kit. So let's go ahead and get running into it. This kit's available on my site. The first thing we're doing is going to throw like some vinyl effects, right like this. I'm going to start making the melody. I know I'm going to want that. We're going to make it like we'll start at 105 BPM. We might end up changing the BPM, but we'll start with that and see what we want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to make something piano based. So I'm going to open up complete control and I'm going to pull up a nice sounding piano to use. I know I want to start with something piano. Sometimes I make lo-fi stuff that's very piano based, sometimes I don't. Like if you go through my lo-fi artistries, Relax Vibes, or Sleeping Shark and their discography, both those artistries are on all platforms. You'll hear that sometimes I use piano, sometimes I don't. But today we're going to. So what I want to do is make something in D minor. As the piano loads up, what I like to do is kind of throw the scale highlighting on. I do this just because it makes it a little bit easier to explain like what I'm doing melodically, and also it just makes melodies quicker. So the first thing I do is I pick some bass notes that are in the scale. Yeah, something like that. So then what I do, we're just going to kind of create some triads on these, which basically just means you skip one of the selected notes like that. We're going to pitch these up, take the bass notes, copy them, paste them down to add some lows, and I'm going to lower them an octave again and turn down the velocity. Where there is some lows, but it's not going to be as much. We're just listening for like the very basic chord progression. I do like how that sounds. The next thing we do is I'm going to strum the chords a bit, because I want to give it that human feel. And we're going to make every key play a little softer, velocity wise. And we're just going to duplicate this over. Now, before I go on and do even more, I already know that I need to put a compressor on this, just raising the gain. I'm doing that to make the piano louder, because like once I obviously lower the velocities to give it that softer instead of this like aggressive piano noise. Like see, that's a lot softer than this. But to do that, you're going to lower some of the volume as well. The next thing I like doing is we're just going to kind of add some melody by cutting up the chords in certain ways. Like that, which I like how that sounds. So then what we're going to do is kind of just add some more top line parts that are going to be a little bit separate from the actual melody. We're going to do something like this. I like that, although we're actually just going to get rid of this part in the beginning there. It's a little bit extreme. I'm creating something lo-fi. I want to keep it kind of simple. I want it to be a vibe. I don't want to be doing too much. I think that's a pretty solid piano melody right there. So next thing I'm going to do is just kind of layer that up a little bit. So when I get to the arrangement, I have some different stuff. I'm going to use one of my Electra X banks. Pull up this pad here and just essentially layer everything with this. I'm just going to remove all those cuts. I'm going to remove the bass notes. But this is just playing the triads. It's one of those sounds that you're going to hear. Like you're going to feel it more than hear it. You're not really going to hear it unless it's soloed, which it will never be soloed in the arrangement. And what we're going to do then is load up something from Arcade just to try to add like one more element. Set this to D minor. This might work. I like how that sounds. I'm gonna throw a guitar rig on it. It's like a little guitar, a little background thing. I'm gonna add this Andy in the Bottle preset. And just put the mix down on that. And now let's get into the premise. There we go, we have a melody. The premise of the video, we're gonna be using the Lo-Fi Evergreen drum kit on my site. So let's get into it. So there's a bunch of sounds in here. And we're just gonna go through and try to pick some sounds that we like and kind of just create, you know, a basic drum bounce. And what we're gonna do is it's gonna be really, really slow drums because I'm gonna be doing this in double time. When you get my drum kits, like something you can do, you do this with every drum kit, but like even with my own, like I like to pitch stuff on different pitches. Like I don't always use things at C. Like I think it's cool to pitch your drums and kind of do different stuff. Like you could put the kick at here, but you could also put it here. They just sound a little, kicks sound a little darker when you do this. Just like a little different. Just a little darker. And that's gonna be our little kick bounce. I like keeping my kicks kind of spacious, especially in lo-fi stuff. Here we go. With a hi-hat. We're gonna play with velocity. In addition to playing with velocity, to add some more bounce to this, I'm actually gonna open up Fruity Delay, put a ping pong on this, and then just turn it down to like 30%. There's just different sounds you could use throughout this. This noise here, which I might pitch down, have hit on the 1. What I'm gonna do is reverb it out like crazy. So I'm gonna go into here, pick a preset, just like really reverb that. Might even reverb it more. Yeah. And then just turn that down. One of those sounds you're gonna feel more than hear. It's kind of one of those like little background sort of noises. But honestly, that's all we really need drum pattern wise. There's a ton of different sounds within this kit, and there's just so many options for what you can make lo-fi wise. And I use them all over my lo-fi stuff. So like you can hear them in all the different, you know, productions that I've made last months and so. Now we're just gonna kind of arrange this out. Something like that. 4-bar intro, 8-bar pre, hook. First half of the hook with no guitar, second half with it. Kind of into a little verse section. This. And we're just going to kind of duplicate this over like that. And right here will be outro. So I'm just going to throw a little volume automation. Yeah, this is me making a lo-fi beat from scratch using my brand new Evergreen lo-fi drum kit. So if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, check out LizardRecords.net. Feel free to purchase the kit if you want, but thanks so much for watching. Head on over to ElizabethRecords.net if you'd like to support me. You can purchase VST expansion banks, drum kits, loop kits, and MIDI kits that'll level up your production there.